Hello, good afternoon. It's time for the marketplace. I'm Charles Aite. This particular hour, in the next 30 minutes, we shall be bringing you some information from the Trade Ministry, especially when the Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry is charging businesses to be ready for the Continental Free Trade Agreement area. Also, we shall be telling you much more about the aluminium dumping incident where the Ghana International Trade Commission has set up the specific role model and the entire laws in place to clamp down on this particular practice, as the Trade Minister Alan Tremantin is warning of threatening results should this happen during the Continental Free Trade Agreement area. I'm Charles Aite. We have all these details and more coming up after this break. Hello once again. The Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry, Robert Kalinzi, has advised businesses in the Bono East region to take advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement area to expand their markets and export to other parts of the continent. He made this call during a regional conference held in Techiman under the theme Empowering Ghanaian Businesses to Harness the Benefits of the Continental Free Trade Agreement area under the framework of the National Export Development Strategy. Correspondent Anas Sabit was at the conference and came through with this report.
From the private and public sectors to discuss Ghana's export and development interventions targeted at empowering the private sector to harness the benefits of the African Continental Free Trade Area. Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry, Honorable Robert Kalinzi, used the opportunity to encourage local enterprises to take advantage of the pact and expand their businesses.
From January 1st, 2021, the market for the so out of the 55, 54 have signed and 30 countries have ratified it, like Ghana, which basically means that from the 1st of January 2021, 30 countries are going to open their border for us to start doing business. We want to make sure Ghana, Techiman, Bono East, you are well represented, appropriately represented to hold the Ghana flag, to show people that you are also part and you're also going to take advantage.
Mr. Kalinzi indicated that Ghanaian businesses should work towards winning the African CFTA Olympics when the race starts in January 2021.
If you don't make those business decisions, there is nothing for us to sell. And there is therefore no opportunity for Ghana to hold its flag when it comes to the Africa CFTA Olympics. The race is about to start. It starts on 1st January 2021. We want to make sure when the first race is done, the 100 meters, the 200 meters, men and women, the marathon, the long jump, the triple jump, the high jump, Ghana raises its flag in each one of those. When they start talking about the largest exporter of garments, Ghana should open the flag. When they start talking about largest exporter of industrial starch, Techiman should be there saying, yes, there's a company from here.
Some of the participants shared with JoyNews how beneficial the conference had been in terms of expanding their businesses to meet international standards.
I think the government has very good intentions, but they are not to the ground. Most people are not aware. So my participation in this program has given me a lot of insight about the opportunities that we need to do.
For now, once they've introduced us to this conference, we know how when we get the eggs, and even when it's time for us to sell the fowls, when they stop laying eggs, we know the appropriate channel to go so that they will help us to sell our products. So it's very beneficial.
They, however, share with us some challenges hindering the smooth takeoff of the local enterprises.
Niema enti mmoa ma yenko yanim pa ebi ye yisikasem ewo fom enti enam say yisikasem wo fom nti niema dodo esese nka yi.
Some of the things hindering our takeoff had to do with finance. We are unable to produce more because we have no support, and when we go to the banks for loans, interest rates are high, so we run at loss, and at the end, some of us have to close down. So we call on government to come to our aid.
The
conference, organized by the Ministry of Trade and Industry, The Ghana Export Promotion Authority and the National AFCFTA Coordination Office was held under the theme Empowering Ghanaian Businesses to Harness the Benefits of the African Continental Free Trade under the framework of the National Export Development Strategy. Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit.
Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, has assured that its digitization and optimization systems are being implemented and that the challenges associated with filing of tax reliefs will be resolved soon. My colleague Emma Davis has more in this report.
According to the head of compliance and debt management, Victor Akogo, the challenges associated with the filing of tax reliefs is due to the manual system. He's, however, hopeful that the automation system will address the issue in earnest.
GRA only gives approval for the relief to be granted to the employee and not the GRA going try to reduce the taxes of the employee. It is the employer's obligation to reduce the taxes based on the relief that the person has applied for, as enshrined in the law. So basically, there is no misunderstanding, but it is only that the manual way of doing the computation that has probably created a huge burden for the controller to ensure that the employees' reliefs are deducted from the payroll system. But with digitization and automation of GRA system, it will resolve all this issue.
This comes on the back of complaints raised by the Civil and Local Government Staff Association that tax reliefs filed by its members have not been effected. However, the Executive Secretary of CLOGSAG, Isaac Bampo-Addo, is optimistic that GRA would address his outfit's concerns by the scheduled date of April 2021.
The government has put in this tax relief to also enhance our income, and it's like because of the processes that are not well known, our members are not enjoying it. So we call for this workshop for GRA to come and tell us what are the processes to enable our members to enjoy these tax reliefs. They've assured us that the deadline to fill the next relief is in April 2021. So we're working towards that and ensure that in 2021 our members enjoy these tax reliefs.
CLOGSAG organized a virtual workshop on how to file personal income tax return. Cephas Makafui Zuka, Assistant Revenue Officer at Tax Relief Department of the GRA, took the civil servants through the process.
You're still watching The Marketplace. Now, the National Board for Small-Scale Industries, NBSSI, has marked the Global Entrepreneurship Week celebration with a signing of agreements with some partners to support micro, small-scale enterprises targeting young women entrepreneurs. Now, the project, which is part of the MasterCard Foundation's Young Africa Works, seeks to use the services of the Association of Ghana Industries, the Ghana Tech Lab, and SheHub, as well as the Intelligent Capital, to mentor and provide additional skills to micro businesses to transform into large ones. Here is a report on this situation.
Agreements were used to cement the relationship between the NBSSI and some other partners in accelerating the growth of micro, small and medium enterprises across the country. The Association of Ghana Industries, Ghana Tech Lab, SheHub and Intelligent Capital are expected to provide various mentorship and skills development programs for SMEs under the Young Africa Works project. Executive Director of the NBSSI, Kosi Yanki Aye, believes that these new partnerships will help the agency hit its target of creating 39,000 jobs for the youth.
NBSSI envisages that effective collaboration with partners will help make the work easier and also achieve the overall goal of the project. It is on this premise that we have decided today, as we celebrate the Global Entrepreneurship Week, and whilst encouraging entrepreneurship around Ghana, we have seized the opportunity to sign a memorandum of understanding and contracts with our relevant project partners to seal our partnership and continue to chart the development agenda of the nation. This year has been very uncertain for many, especially due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The protocols that we needed to observe and the lockdown, which meant that timelines for many of our projects could not start at the time that we wanted to, affecting even the beneficiaries and access to the beneficiaries. But most importantly, my staff and the team and the partners prevailed and were very persistent. We did not allow it to keep us back.
Chief Executive of the Association of Ghana Industry, Sechuma Kwabwa, on his part, said as an industry-led association with many SMEs, any objective of supporting the sector is of critical importance as they prepare for many more international opportunities.
Only this year, we've had more than 100 young enterprises just joining the association to get support. And our role in this program is one of the network that we provide for these young enterprises, and also the fact that they will have the opportunity of being mentored by the bigger enterprises who have gone through the mill and have been successful or have had good experiences to share at different stages in their business life. So these young enterprises will have the opportunity of working with all these. And we would continue to support in this area. I also like the idea of the digitization and operational efficiency, and that is one role that we will also play critically here, because you've got to be efficient in order to be competitive.
Ghana Tech Lab, She-Hub, and Intelligent Capital also declared their commitment to the partnership. Ebenezer Sabote's report for Joy Business.
Now, the Ghana International Trade Commission has decided on a definitive anti-dumping duty of over 35% being imposed on aluminum coils and circles originating in or imported from China for a period of 5 years. I've been interacting with the Deputy Chairman of the Commission, Professor Paul Krug, who says the tariffs will take effect from January 2021 as they also lay a legal framework ahead of the Continental Free Trade Agreement area next year.
Under the World Trade Organization rules, Ghana simply also has that right to be able to take appropriate measures to level the playing field and then to guard against such unfair trade practices. So Aluex clearly was happy about the result. But then, of course, they were realistic enough to understand that this would not offer immediate relief in the short term. But over time, as they are able to compete more effectively, then they would get to the same levels that they were before the unfair trade practices were engaged in by the Chinese importers.
You've now completed this investigation regarding the importation of most of these products from China, yes, disrupting trade activity. Which other angles are you going to be looking at in terms of investigations of trade disruption?
The mandate of the Ghana International Trade Commission is a very broad one. We certainly are entitled and we have that right to receive petitions, and the petitions would concern, in addition to the dumping problem that we went over in the Aluex matter, cases of the application of unfair subsidies, and this is where certain exporters benefit from subsidies granted by their home governments. And then when they come to Ghana, they take advantage of the subsidies, and they could, among other strategies, simply lower their prices, which eventually will drive our domestic producers from the market. So we also are able to respond to those issues. In addition, where there's a sudden influx of goods into the country that threaten harm to a domestic industry, we also are allowed to make recommendations for appropriate remedies to be taken. So this is in relation to the application of sanctions and in responding to unfair trade practices. But beside that, we have a broad mandate as well to try to mediate in terms of disputes between the importers and the government. It may be the case that the GRA would assess some tariffs, and the private industry, the importer might feel that it's excessive. So where there are complaints about the level of tariff assessments, we can intervene as well.
What's going to be your positioning now when we're expecting the Continental Free Trade next year? Of course, already we're having countries like Nigeria, South Africa raise issues of dumping. Nigeria insisting it's going to have its borders remain shut as it finds its way around issues of dumping. We're going to be having more of these concerns in the future. How is the GITC positioning itself to be much more relevant when it comes to that?
Okay, by this very first determination that we have made, we simply have signaled our readiness and also capacity to take appropriate action when it comes to unfair trade practices.
You're still watching The Marketplace. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. To stay. Hello, you're welcome back. The director of the Ghana-India Kofi Annan Center for Excellence in ICT, Kwesi Edujan, has said NABCO beneficiaries who have graduated from the center have their skills well sharpened and ready for the industrial sector and job creation. Now, he said the training modules fit into their mandate of bridging the gap between academia and industry. Speaking to JoyNews after the graduation ceremony of 93 NABCO beneficiaries in the middle sector, Kwesi Edujan said the center will continue to collaborate with NABCO to prepare graduates for the job market. Precious Semenfo has more from Sunyani.
Out of the 540 NABCO beneficiaries graduating across the country after weeks of intensive industry-focused courses in all 7 NABCO models at the Ghana-India Kofi Annan Center of Excellence in ICT, 93 graduated at the middle sector in Sunyani. The virtual training, among others, is aimed at diversifying the thinking of the beneficiaries, having added on to the baseline of their study, giving them an edge in the job market. Mubarak Buwan is the operations director of NABCO.
We signed a partnership with the Ghana Indian Kofi Annan Center of Excellence in ICT, and they deployed 480 certificate programs across all the 7 models of NABCO. The opportunity to improve, to diversify in terms of skills, acquire more innovative ways of doing things using modern technology was made available to them. Over 33,000 of them took part in these courses. They have specialized certificates they've added on to their baseline studies, and that gives them an edge, one of all, in the job market, that diversifies their thinking, that makes them open to different ways of doing things.
Director of the Kofi Annan Center of Excellence in ICT, Kwesi Edujan, said the beneficiaries have had their skills sharpened and ready for the industrial sector with the confidence of creating jobs.
The mandate of the Ghana Indian Kofi Annan Center, which is to bridge the gap between the academia and the industry. And you also look at the mandate of NABCO, which is to retool the NABCO trainees to prepare them for markets. So that fits into our natural mandate, which is to bridge the gap between the academia and the industry. After you have received your academic degree, Kofi Annan becomes the icing, a center that prepares you for the industry. We see these graduates as people who are ready to enter the job market again, as people who are ready to set themselves jobs, to go into enterprises on their own, as people who have built in additional skills to pursue whatever.
Some of the beneficiaries spoke to JoyNews.
I will use this to impact even the younger ones, and this is going to help me also create my own job, or possibly establish myself, whereby I can also employ others.
The knowledge that I've acquired through this, the studies in human resource management, will help me to send it to my organization that I'm currently working, and then it will help the organization to achieve so much goals.
For JoyNews, Precious Semenfo, Sunyani.
ActionAid Ghana, a global justice federation, is calling on the government to reduce tax incentives and direct about 20% of the tax to strengthen the educational sector. The group went on to suggest that tax reforms is the way to address the situation. Emma Davis has the rest of their concern.
A member of Tax Justice Coalition, Louis Ajampo, suggests that such tax reforms will contribute immensely to development of basic education in Ghana.
There is a need, as opportunity, to look again at our national tax laws and their architecture, the tax architecture in general, to be able to help sustain the fiscal and economic justice. This is critical in the sense that our tax reforms is still one of the most dynamic, system in the country, because almost every year there are some level of reviews. And sometimes some policies that we put in place, we withdraw, some we go back to it again. And when the national budget and then economic statements are read every year, there are bits and pieces of tax-related issues that goes back to reform. It also has a great potential in alleviating the economic burdens of the poor and the vulnerable communities in which these extractive activities take place. This is one of the extracts directly from the report that is elaborating some facts. For the basic section, which is the preschool, the junior high school, the data shows that it receives, as a country, more than 40% of the total education sector allocations.
Well, just before we leave, the scramble for United States of America visas has been the order of the day for many Ghanaians out there who believe that economic situations are just not favorable for them to stay. Of course, recently we had the U.S. visa lottery just end, but in this edition of The Quick Take, we bring to you up-close experiences and expectations of most applicants for this year's program.
Because of the inflation, the small dollar you bring here, you change, you get a lot of money, you push your agendas. That is the main reason why I want to go.
Do business, no money, no nothing, with a tire, nothing. And so we want to travel, then we go find our future.
Nothing much, I'm just trying. I've been trying for 2 years now, so I'm still trying.
America is everyone's dream, and America is my dream. I want to be there.
Indeed, a dream of everyone to just go to the United States. Let's see how that goes. That's how we end this edition of The Marketplace. I'm Charles Aite.